Welcome back children. So children, today again we will continue with our chapter 9, that is movement in animals. Now children, let's see this. How does the human body move? We have learned about the different bones and joints, but they cannot move by themselves. Bones are covered with soft tissues called muscles. Muscles are attached to the bones by another tissue called tendons. Bones and muscles work together to bring about any movement in the body. Human body is made up of about 640 muscles. So children, we have already learned about the different types of bones and joints and also their functions. So our body and joint itself, they cannot move by themselves. So these bones, it is covered with some soft tissues called muscles, and these muscles are attached to the bones by another tissue called tendons. So these bones and muscles, they work together so that our body can show some movement. Human body is made up of about 340 muscles. Muscles can be broadly divided into two types, voluntary and involuntary. Muscles that are controlled by our free will are called voluntary muscles. Muscles in the hands and legs are voluntary muscles. Muscles that are not controlled by our will are called involuntary muscles. Muscles in the heart are involuntary muscles. So these muscles are again of two types, that are voluntary and involuntary muscles. So muscles that we can control by our will, by our free will, that are called voluntary muscles, and examples are muscles in our hand and legs. And muscles that we cannot control by our will are called involuntary muscles. Examples is muscles in our heart. Now let's see this. Voluntary muscles work in pairs to move bones. So here we come to know that voluntary muscles, it work as two, or it work in pairs so that the bone can move. When one muscles contract, the bone is pulled in that direction. So when the one muscles it contracts, the bone is gone to that directions. The other muscles in the pair relaxes or return to its original length. So we already know that the voluntary muscles, it work in pairs. So if one muscles contract, the bone will go that side, and the other muscles, it will relax or it will return to its original length. Now to move the bone in the opposite direction, the relaxed muscles contracts and pull the bone to its original positions, and the first muscles relaxes. So now if the other muscles in the pair relax or return to its original size. So here again, if the bone in the opposite directions, the relaxed muscles, it contract and pulls the bone to its original positions, and the first one muscles relaxes. Let us understand movement of bones and muscles by taking an examples of arm. The biceps are the large muscles in the front part of the upper arm. You see here, this is the bicep, upper arms, and the triceps are the muscles at the back of the upper arm. So you see here, this is the tricep. This is it located in the back of the upper arm. When the bicep contract, the arm bends or brings the hand toward the shoulder, and the tricep relax. So here, when bicep contract, this one, when it bends, the bicep contract, it bends. When the bicep is contract, this arm, it bends, and our hand, it will move towards our shoulders, and the tricep here, they will relax. To strengthen the arm, the tricep contract and the bicep relax or return to the original length. So again, when we strengthen our arm, what happened? The tricep, tricep, it will contract, and the bicep, it will return to its original length. Figure 9.10 to understand how muscles help us to move the arm up and down. You see here, bicep relax, tricep contract, and here first one you see bicep contract, tricep relax. Arm is bent, arm is strengthened. Voluntary muscles working in pairs. Likewise, all the skeletal muscles work in pairs, allowing various movement in the body. So, like these muscles, our skeleton also work in pairs, allowing various movement in the body. Now we will see cartilage and bones and x-rays. First we will see cartilage. Cartilage is a soft tissue attached to the bones. It is flexible and elastic. It protects the bones and also help them to move. So we have already discussed brief about cartilage in our previous video. So here again we come to know that cartilage, it is a soft tissue and it is attached to the bones. It is flexible and also it is elastic, and it protects the bones and also helps them to move. It gives shape to certain bones of our body such as earlobes and nose. So this cartilage, it is a soft bone, it is a soft tissue, and it gives shape to certain parts of our body like earlobes and nose. Cartilage is found in joints which help in smooth movement of bones. So this cartilage, it is found in joints where our two bone joints, there we found this cartilage, and this help in smooth movement of the bones. It reduces friction between the bones when they move. So this cartilage, it reduces friction when the two bones when they move. Thus, cartilage prevents damage to the bones. So, this cartilage, it prevents damage to the bones. It also acts as shock absorber and form parts of the skeletal structure in the ribs. So, this cartilage, it also acts as shock absorber and form part of the skeletal system in the ribs, walls of the windpipe, and the voice box, where it gives support and shape. So here we come to know that it also acts as shock absorber, and they form a part of skeletal structure in the rib, walls of the windpipe, and voice box, where it gives support and shapes. Here again we'll see bones and x-ray. Have you ever seen images as shown in figure 9.11? So you see here 9.11 x-ray image. We all have seen about this image, same as this image. Can you tell what these images are called and why such images are taken? These are called X-ray image or photographs. So these are called X-ray image, or we can say X-ray photographs. X-rays are radiation that were accidentally discovered by German physicist Wilhelm Conrad Roentgen in 1895. So these X-rays, it is an radiations that were accidentally discovered by German physicist called Wilhelm Conrad Roentgen in 1895. This radiation can pass through the muscles and tissues but not through the bones. So here we came to know that this X-ray, it is an radiation that can pass through our muscles and our tissue, but it cannot pass through our bones. This property of X-rays is used to take photographs of the inside of the body. So this property, this X-ray is used to take the photograph of the inside of our body. These photographs help us to see various bones in our body. So this X-ray, these photographs, it helps us to see various bones in our body and hence to check any fracture or injury to the bones. So it also helps us to check any fracture or injury in our bones. So we will stop here for today. We'll meet in the next video.